Hey everybody, this is Victor Gelsomino. Just responding to everybody's questions about my training regimen and what they should do for their training. So mine is basically different at different times of the year, depending if I have a show coming up or not. Um, my biggest recommendation to y'all is to take longer rest periods. Okay, so start out small. Sometimes you can only start with walking for 10 minutes a day, and then gradually increase. The next week add maybe five. So do it maybe like 3 times a week, and then add 5 minutes every now and again. The hard part is adjusting it for yourself. So I've been probably working out with fibromyalgia for about 10 years, and it hasn't always been easy, and I've come across a lot of complications and problems, and not always feel 100% or able to do the workouts that I needed to do. So it gets very hard because weight training is already hard and already difficult, and it's sometimes hard to motivate yourself, even if you don't have fibromyalgia, to get in the gym and do what you need to do. But then to be able to say, today I shouldn't because I need to back off because I'm too sore or I'm gonna cause an injury is hard to figure out or to uh, decide, that's what I need to do. So it can be very difficult. But my biggest uh, thing that I can recommend is take your time, take it easy, give you longer rest periods. So for a lot of guys, you might want to try chest and back on like Monday. Okay, then give yourself 2 days of rests, and then do a leg day, and then give yourself another 2 days of rest, 2 or 3 days of rest, how much you ever need. You want full recovery in the body. So in the beginning, you might just do a total body, on a Monday, and then have to wait another week before you're fully recovered. Um, and then on the other routine, Friday, biceps, tries, and shoulders, or a Saturday. So you just kind of have to play it by ear, and you have to adjust for yourself to what your capabilities are. And the same goes for females. It depends on if you're trying to lose weight or what you're really trying to do, but you want to focus on just strength training. Um, Also, uh, cardiovascular, because with fibromyalgia, you want to make sure that you get endorphins and all the stuff, all the benefits that come with cardiovascular exercise is going to help you be much more resilient. It's going to make you feel better. Um, in just getting the body moving, you just don't want it stale. I mean, with fibromyalgia, you have a lot of hypercoagulation and thickening of the blood, and you want to keep that moving, and keep those muscles moving. I also recommend massage and chiropractic if you can. The biggest supplements I would recommend is glutamine, branched chain amino acids, amino acid pills, a undenatured whey protein like Immunopro, and that with that you might have a little bit of trouble in the beginning because it's almost gonna like detoxify your cells because it increases your glutathione. It helps with your immune system, but it's a really good protein. There's lots of information on it. You can look it up on the web, Immunopro. For fibromyalgia, there was actually a website at one time. I don't know if it's still around, where it was guaifenesin and taking Immunopro, and it was called Guicure or Fibrocure, and it was using guaifenesin and Immunopro, two really good things. I started out with the guaifenesin and recommend it to people. I avoid salicylates to this day. I also just use different methods of keeping my immune system up because I do believe that it's downregulation in the immunity, and causes the Th1 and Th2 to be at an imbalance where you get more susceptible to infections and problems, and it's harder for your body to recover because a lot of recovery has to do with your immune system. So if you can keep that up, it'll help you recover faster. So definitely taking the glutamine, that's really going to help. Glutamine is your most abundant amino acid in the body. It's going to help with your digestive health, your recovery, muscle growth, all that different stuff. let's see what else I can recommend for you guys. So I would definitely say that. I'm not sure what methods you guys are using. If you're using pain medication or you're using alternative therapies, there's lots of good ones out there. I highly recommend it. In the beginning, made sure that I studied everything I could find on fibromyalgia. I've probably sunk about $30,000 into different treatments. I found probably the best one to be guaifenesin. A lot of people can't handle it or don't get benefits from it, but a lot of people do. So there was one study on it that said that it didn't work, but they didn't avoid the salicylates in that study. So it's definitely worth a try. I mean, if you do it for a year and you're strict with your diet and your salicylates and your medication, and I also say take Immunopro on top of that, you definitely can turn around and have some dramatic results. Exercise is always good. You just have to pace yourself, and it takes time to build up, and it takes time to build up that resistance longer than a normal person. So you just have to cut it in half, and see what you're capable of. But don't give up. What I say, tell people, and I tell myself too, is try to stay 80% in the gym. So that means not over just a week or a day, but just over a year's period. So try to stay in the gym as much as you can and as often as you can and as frequent. I mean, this past year, I did a show and everything was going great. And then in October, I just had a lot of stuff happening, and I had like a lot of flare ups. I got a lot of infections, and I was sick a lot on and off, ear infections, different things going on, just because you're more susceptible to that stuff being in a gym. And it's taken me almost to the end of December to get over all that stuff. So, that's you have to sit back and do what you can. So I did, cardio and just kind of pace myself and then let myself get better and still trying to fit workouts in there. So we'll see if I'm ready for the next show here in March. But you just have to be really patient with it, and a lot of it is psychological. So you have to just, and this is where I used to be, and all these things come up, and it's like, I'll never get there, and all these thoughts are going to come up because it is difficult. It's not just like one day where you're like, yeah, I'm going to do it, and you just go for it and it's done. It's over a long haul, so of course you're going to have ups and downs. You're going to have good days, bad days, and you just have to stay focused on your goal and what you're trying to achieve, and you just always come back to like your set point, which is the point that you're looking for, that you want to be at. And maybe sometimes it takes you a week to get back there, 2 weeks, a month, a year. So you just have to constantly keep that in your mind, that goal and that drive, and don't give up, and just keep looking for alternate routes. It's not always just a straight route, especially with fibromyalgia. You got so much stuff going on. You're just gonna have to find different ways, and it's just, I think the biggest thing for me is psychology. So you have to study, you know, uh, the mind and how to cope with things and how to just approach things in different ways and looking at them in new lights and not getting frustrated or upset. And that's very hard to do, and it's very understandable. And not that I don't do it, and it does happen, but I have an ability to overcome that stuff in the long run. So, you get down for a day, that's fine. You just pick yourself back up the next and keep going. And that's the key, is to keep moving. And that's what this is about. Keep the body moving, keep the mind moving, staying focused, even in the bad times. And you can do this. You find a workout routine that's going to be good for you, and you can accomplish having your health. Okay? And it's different, for everybody. So it might just be being able to walk again, or just being able to work out a little bit more. But you have to celebrate those victories, even if they're small ones. So That's my biggest advice. You guys can write me back. If you guys have any more questions, I'll just vlog about it. And thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it.